mass manufacturer is interested in producing things cheaper. Make it cheaper, make it cheaper, make it cheaper. Can we get a little more profit out of it? Can I use cheaper cloth and still charge a little bit more next season? That's what it's about. What is it called? The name? Oh yes, capitalism. A craftsman looks at things completely differently. Craftsman doesn't say, how can I make it cheaper? How can I make more profit? Craftsman says, how can I make it better? How can I make it last longer? How can I make it more beautiful? How can I instill more meaning in it? You know? I'm so infatuated with craftsmen and what craftsmen do that they give their lives, they give their souls to this. I tell you an interesting story to illustrate what I'm trying to get at. The 19th century romantic poet Heine, you may know, he and a friend of his took a walking tour of the cathedrals of France, see all the great cathedrals. So I think they saved Amiens till the end because that was considered the most beautiful. In the morning they went to the cathedral and they're standing there looking at it, and the friend says what we would all say, what we do all say. They're looking at it and he says, how come we can't make stuff like this anymore? You know? And Heine said, oh, well, that's easy. The people who made this had convictions. We don't have convictions. We just have opinions. But you can't build a cathedral with opinions. This is the difference between us and craftsmen. Craftsmen have convictions. They give their lives to things. There's a connection in a craftsman between his mind and his heart and his hand. And he tries to produce something that's more beautiful and more durable. And what that leads to, the best buy for the money. You know, luxury is the recognition of quality. I don't have a lot of rules about clothing, but one of my rules is you should buy the best you can afford, you should keep it forever, and don't let your wife or girlfriend throw it away. If you buy classic clothing, they should last. The cheap shoes look cheap even when they're new. The old shoes look good even when they're old. You know? I have a nephew who's now, he's going to be 30 years old in 2 months. And every time I want to put him in his place, I say, listen, you little, I got ties that are older than you. And it's true. I have shoes that are over 30 years old. They look better now than they look when they were new. Another 10 years, they're going to look terrific. It enriches your life to see the road that other people have come. You understand the present better. For some, these things don't matter. They live in the moment. But I find it, it's a completely, I think, devastating to the soul, in a way, to assume that other people haven't confronted life, you know? It's a particular malady of young people, which hopefully experience provides a cure. Our mindset today, to me, is so crazy. There's no respect for the past in a sense, and therefore there's no connection to it. You know, one of my favorite books when I was a student was the short novel by Samuel Johnson, Rasselas, which is somewhat like Voltaire's Candide, about a young man who goes out in the world and he sees all these experiences and so forth. And what he learns is that people in the past have dealt with these problems too. The reality also is, and I'm sure Signor Francesco, whom I had the pleasure of meeting, Il Maestro, will tell you that the basic techniques of tailoring, we're talking about 100 years ago. You know, what's changed in fashion has been fabrics. Fabrics have changed. I mean, tailors, you have to learn it the old-fashioned way. You know, you sew in your lap. You know, that doesn't change.
Thank you so much, Bruce.
Oh, it's my pleasure. No. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So nice.